My parents have absolutely smashed it so far with the timing of their candle lighting. I don't think tomorrow I'll be able to join because I'll be at work earlier and they'll be lighting because of Shabbat earlier. But today, once again, it's about 10 minutes before I need to go and I've literally just come off the phone with them. And I didn't have a chance to say this yesterday, but Chanukkah is, I mean, every Chag, every Jewish holiday, I find it hard to be away from my parents. I mean, in general, I find it hard to be away from my parents, but even more so on Chagim. But for some reason, Chanukkah is the one that really hits me the most. And I don't know if it's because it's the holiday that I like the most and have the fondest memories of. And generally, it's a smaller one, like you would usually only celebrate with immediate family. Not every night, but most nights. And maybe that's why. I don't know what it is. But yesterday when I was FaceTiming them, there was definitely like a joy to be a part of it, but also like a sadness of, oh, I'm not there with them. And again, this morning, it was so nice. I mean, I'm so grateful that WhatsApp works in the way that it does and, you know, that you can just be a part of it. But it's still like, oh, I'm not there, you know? And I actually think tomorrow and Saturday will probably be the hardest because both of those days I will be lighting completely on my own. Because tomorrow night I'll be rushing back from work and then on Saturday night I'll be rushing off to work. But it's still a nice hug. I still really like it. Today's outfit is super chaotic and I feel like I've just stopped caring. I like it for the most part, and not just that, I've just this morning started packing, or starting making piles for what I want to pack for Ireland, and I really don't have many other options for what I'm gonna wear. So I'm wearing this jumper again. Oh, let me take this off to show you. I like the way I've done my hair as well. And then we've got this, which, you know, that's not so weird, and I've got fun Christmas earrings in, and this, my Jewish necklace. But hang on, we've whipped these out, which, like this, you can't see it, but like this, I don't mind. With the jumper on, it's a bit weird, because the jumper is so long that it basically shows nothing of this bit, and it's just like the funky leggings with a little bit of pattern on top. But hopefully it'll be warm enough that I don't need to wear my jumper all day. That's what I'm hoping. In fact, for now, I'm kind of warm enough to go without it, and I'll just put my coat on. I am curious to see what today has in store for us. I'm kind of hoping it's busy again because I like it when it's busy because time goes faster, but we shall see. It's funny because even though it's been really long days, during the days I felt fine. During the shifts I don't feel tired or anything. Even when I get home at night, like, I'm not exhausted, but when I'm sleeping I can feel that I'm sleeping really deeply, which doesn't often happen. And also I am absolutely convinced that I will probably go to bed early on Friday night and probably sleep in late on Saturday. I can just feel that my body is tired, even though I don't feel tired yet. But honestly, that arrangement works for me. If that's how my body wants to behave, if I can get through today and tomorrow and then go to bed early on Friday, sleep in a little bit late on Shabbat, although I do want to go to shul, I'd be cool with that. I can't believe how soon it's the new year though. That's like terrifying. I think I mentioned this earlier. It's funny because on the one hand, like, obviously I'm super excited to go to Ireland and I fly on the 31st in the evening. But on the other hand, I'm like really nervous about New Year's. I haven't had time because I've been so busy. I've just had no time to process it. Although I do feel good about 2025. It's a nice number. I'm going into it feeling confident and positive and settled, and yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a good year. All right, anyway, I gotta go. I will see you later. Bye. I love today's look. I know I mentioned it this morning, but I feel even better about it now. I really like the hair like this, even though it's, you know, got a bit loose and messy. I like the jacket with it, and I ended up swapping out the jumper because it just, I don't know, it wasn't bringing me joy, even though I do love that jumper. But I swapped it out for this one. Ta-da! And I've had it open most of the day, and it's just made me feel a lot better about it. And I even got a compliment on the leggings by someone who I really wasn't expecting to compliment the leggings. Today has been long. I think I spoke to you this morning about how I wasn't feeling tired yet, and, you know, I've been coming home and feeling great. I got to work and I was like, I am exhausted. But I couldn't find my oyster this morning, which was very annoying, but I ended up getting a lift home, so that was nice. But I have been cold most of the day, especially the last couple of hours, so I've switched on the heating, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then I'm gonna get straight into warm, cozy pajamas, get a Christmas movie up, and get some food. I mean, I had lunch at 5 o'clock, so I don't really need food, but I know I do, technically. Again, I ate a lot of rubbish today as well. So my goal for tonight is to eat a meal, watch a Christmas movie, and find my oyster. Those are the top 3 goals. I cannot believe tomorrow is Friday night already, like tomorrow's Shabbat again. Where do these days go? And one thing I realised today, because we got a message from the taskmaster, is I realised that they had sent me something to bring over and there were some other things, and I think I mentioned this morning I started packing, but I totally forgot about those things, so I need to add that to the pile. Alright, I may speak to you later. Hopefully I'll find my oyster before then, but those are the updates for now. Bye! Hello. Okay, potatoes are in the oven. I've had to reevaluate my meal schedule, but I've done it and I feel pretty good about it. There's just like one item I hope will last as long as I've given it, I think, 2 more days, and I hope it does last that long. And also things will depend on if my grandma gives me food again tomorrow, which I feel like it's likely, but we'll see. So done that, found my oyster, that was good. Sorted out some more of the packing, still not everything, but more, which is good. Prepared my clothes for tomorrow. You know, we're on track, which is good. But seeing as it's towards the end of the night and I haven't got a Chanukkah gift yet, I'm gonna open one of these, and I kind of am leaning towards the yellow one. I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna go for it. I really hope there's a card in it. It feels sturdy, it feels like there is. Oh, that's a really pretty design. And also goes to show you how hard it is to get Jewish cards. Oh wow. That's really sweet. That's very generous. More generous than I was expecting. Now I need to think what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I'll take it with me for the plane or something, because I never treat myself to food because airport food is ridiculously expensive, but it's going to be a long day for me, a very long day, so maybe that's what we'll do with it. But very kind, very kind. All right, I'm gonna, I think, stir the potatoes and then probably pop on a Christmas movie and pop my card with all the other things. Bye. Hello. Shabbat has literally just gone out like 2 minutes ago and I'm quite tired. And I shouldn't be because I slept for like 10 hours last night, but I just am. And I'm cold as well. And I need to leave for work in like 10 minutes, so that's fun. But a couple of things about the last 2 days or 24 hours. I don't know if I shared with you yesterday the tights that I was wearing. I think I said I was wearing the red tights with the book dress, and I loved it. That was a great combination, but as I was walking to work, like the last stretch, I suddenly looked down at my legs and realised the tights definitely look far more purple than red. So I don't quite know how I've been describing them. I think I've been saying maroon, but honestly they are more or less just purple. Although I do think it depends a bit on the light. On a separate note, I absolutely loved yesterday. It was so misty and like ethereal. I loved it so much. I left home a little bit earlier than I normally do, and so it was a bit darker, but also like the clouds were hanging lower and it was so misty, so it was just gorgeous. Oh, I loved it so much. And I presume it was that way all day because when I got back from work, it was the same. And I got back in the nick of time, like minutes before Shabbat started. But I walked to my grandma's and she was saying, oh, it's so dreary outside. It's such awful weather. And I was sort of, saying, yeah, I know. But actually in my head, I was like, I love it so much. And then when I walked back from hers, which was probably between 8 and 10, I would say, I don't know the exact time. But as I was walking back, it was so quiet and still and peaceful. I loved it so much. It was so, I don't know, there was something really special about it. It felt like I was in a movie or something. It felt, yeah, I liked it a lot. On another note though, I've said just now that I'm tired. Yesterday at work, I was struggling. It wasn't impossible, but I was just very tired. But I got through the day and I went to bed, I want to say between 10:30 and 11:30. And I said to myself as I was sort of falling asleep, I would love to wake up at 9:30. That would be like the perfect time because it's, long enough that I've got to sleep in, but also not too late so I can still go to shul and things like that. I did wake up a couple of times in the morning, although I didn't check the time. I just sort of woke up and then turned around and went back to sleep. But the final time I woke up, I looked at the clock and it was bang on 9:30, like not even 9:31 or 9:29, it was 9:30. I could not believe it. And I probably could have stayed in bed longer, but I also wanted to get to shul and everything, so I'm glad I got up when I did. And finally, when I did go to my grandma's last night for supper, I came back with so much food. So much food, as always. But I'm not complaining, although my freezer is now too full. I literally have no more space. And then I went to an aunt and uncle for lunch today, which was really nice. But I got back, I want to say around 3:30, and I've just felt so tired. And I really don't know why. I don't understand it. I've also got a bit of a headache, which is just not much fun. Very minimal, like it's not bad yet, but it's just annoying. But I'm gonna go to work now, and then I should be back sort of between 8:30 and 9, I think. I think if I'm back on time and the shops are still open, I'm gonna buy some milk because I ran out yesterday. And initially I'd said to myself that I'm not gonna buy more, but I did miss like not being able to have it with my tea. Although I'm not sure off the top of my head how much milk I'm gonna actually use between now and when I go. I may have a tea tomorrow. I'll have a tea tonight. I'll have breakfast on Monday, breakfast on Tuesday, and maybe a tea on Monday. Will that use up the small milk? Oh, I don't know. Well, I've got the next few hours to think about it. But I'm gonna go now, and I will see you all either when I get back or tomorrow. My hair is such a mess, but I just don't really care. Bye! Hello. I am going to light the Chanukkah because I haven't had a chance yet, but while I'm also lighting that, I will light my tea light from my colleague on the ship and my nice smelling candle. So I'm going to do it all at an angle where you can't see me, but you can see all the pretty lights, and I'm going to do the prayers and everything. And I've got my card from my grandma that I'm going to open as well tonight, but I'll do that probably in shots. Here we go. What you can see here, by the way, is my Siddur, my prayer book. So you place the candles in from right to left. And then, oh no, it went out. That's not meant to happen. Oh no, all my candles have gone out. I'm gonna relight it from this one. Oh, this is so not good. This is not how it's meant to go, obviously. I have an old matchstick. So you're meant to light the shamash, which is the special one, the one that lights the others. There we go. And then you light from left to right while saying the prayers. על הניסים ועל הנפלאות ועל התשועות שעשית לאבותינו על ידי כהניך הקדושים תשועותיך. And then it's time for my favorite song, which is Ma'osur. Ma'osur Yeshuati Gavu Shir Uchananim. Okay, well, the timing of that could not have been any better. I don't know if you quite heard me finish the sentence, but I was saying the batteries are about to run out. But I have a card to open, and let me tell you, I've gone through 2 batteries, not today, but like 2 batteries that I didn't charge up, and it's great to have so many replacements. Which actually was also a Chanukkah gift from my aunts, so thank you very much to my aunts. But as I was saying, I need to lay down some foil so that it catches the wax. To be honest, I'm considering getting a new Chanukkah next year because I really do like this one, and my grandma gave it to me a couple of years ago, which was very kind of her, but it can be a little bit flimsy, I guess. And we have a very nice collection at home, and it's inspired me for some designs. And my brother got one when he moved out, and that's also a really nice one, so I'm kind of maybe next year. But we've got a Chanukkah gift tonight to open from my grandma. Ah, it's already cute. Oh, right, really confusing. I thought the card that I opened, not last night, the night before, I thought that was from my great aunt and uncle, and that today's card was from my grandma. Turns out I'm wrong. This card is really gorgeous. I'll turn it around, but I'll blur out sort of the message. Look at how gorgeous that design is. I really, really like that. And there's some money in there as well, which is very kind of them. Very kind. And I like the envelope too. That was really nice. Very sweet. And now I've got no more Chanukkah gifts. Although I'm going to Ireland on the 31st, and me and my friend there said we would do like Christmas gifts exchange. So their Christmas gift can be my Chanukkah gift of the night. I'm there the 31st and the 1st, which are the 2 last nights of Chanukkah. I really love Chanukkah so much. but I do really miss my family during it. I mean, every hug is hard, but for some reason, I think I mentioned this the other day, this one just hits harder. But I do think it's probably also even harder because I am still celebrating it alone. You know, at least I've got a Chanukkah that I can light this year, unlike last year when I was on the ship. But I am still doing it on my own, which is just like, oh, come on. I thought we'd like, the whole reason I wanted to stay in the UK this year was so that I didn't have to do stuff alone. But like, it is my own fault. I am the one who signed up to do all these shifts and, you know, I get to reap the rewards. It's okay. It's fine. It really is okay. It's just a shame. I know, let's open up a jar of calm because I haven't done that in a few days. And my windowsill is really running out of space now, especially once I add this other card to it. It's very much looking quite full. Here we go. I think I've decided that once I've read them all, or maybe even before then, because I'm going to run out of space on there, I'm going to add them to my jar of words. And then whenever I come into a situation where I get to use it again, whether that's hopefully a cast or whatever else, then they can either pick up a note with a message or just a word. Sometimes the most important thing in a day is the rest we take between 2 deep breaths. That's not something I've really thought about before. I can see how that could be quite calming and quite like good for resetting the brain and the body and everything. Jar of calm, you have a point. I did buy milk. Oh my gosh, I went to the shop and I must have got there sort of around 8:30, maybe just before. And I was curious about the reduced section because of course I am. But I was especially curious because I'd spotted the reduced section beforehand, but that was like the pastries and bakery reduced section, and I thought they must have a fridged reduced section. So today that was my mission, just to find out where it was and like what kind of deals you get. And there were some good deals there. There were some really good deals there that I absolutely would have bought if I didn't have a fridge and freezer completely full and I'm leaving in like 3 or 4 days. But it's really great to know that I can stop there on my way back from work, and if it's around this same time, I can get some really good food that can last me a nice amount of time for like a quarter of the price, which is always great. But for now, I'm going to eat my final portion of the pasta and corn dish that I made. I made this last Sunday, I think. Maybe it was Friday. Whatever day it was, that's finally being used up, which is good. And then most of my fridge stuff is actually emptied now. I've moved everything to the freezer that I can. So the only thing really I think I've got in there are some carrots, which I'll take with me to work, and snacks and whatever, and some lemons, I think. And then this milk. They didn't have, I usually go for semi-skimmed, and they didn't have it, so I've gone for whole, and I'm wondering if I might actually enjoy it more. I think I would prefer thinner milk in my cereal, but I think I prefer thicker milk in my like teas and coffees. And I'm just gonna have to drink a lot of tea over the next few days to justify it so that I can finish it. All right, I'm gonna sort all this out and then probably continue watching a Christmas movie. Which one am I watching now? Our Last Secret. And truth be told, I began watching it because it had Kristen Chenoweth in it, and I've seen, again, lots of things on my social media feed regarding it. But when I started watching it, there was a lot of the cast I knew, a lot. To begin with, Ezra from Pretty Little Liars, which was like such a throwback, and then a bunch of others. But anyway, let's do some stuff. Yay! Also, sorry, can we just take a moment to appreciate how gorgeous my flowers are looking? Look at how beautiful. Oh, they're so gorgeous. Except my cactus. My cactus is looking a little bit dead, which is really shocking because it's a cactus. Give it some water. All right, that's all. Bye. Good morning. I woke up today a bit earlier. Initially, I woke up at like just after 7, but I thought, nah, not happening, going back to sleep. And then I woke up just after 9, which was great. I was really happy about that because I knew I wanted to go for a run today, and I knew I had lots of other things I wanted to do before I go to work. And I'd really like to be able to do a wash today as well, but that needs to, like, I'm not going to do that until after I've come back from my run. But as soon as I come back from my run, first I want to get changed and shower and wash my hair. It's so desperately needed. My hair's a mess at the moment, but I don't care because I'm about to go running. So the earlier I can do this run, the better. So as soon as I got up, I had breakfast, and now it's almost 11, which is almost an hour earlier than when I usually go for my run. I think I usually go around 12, give or take half an hour, but very rarely do I start my run at 11. And I've said to myself, this is going to be a short run, I don't want to overdo it, so hopefully I'll be back by about 11:30, maybe just after 11:40. Then I will shower and wash my hair, which will probably take some time. Then I will hopefully have time to put on a laundry, then I'll have lunch, then I'll put the laundry into the dryer, and then I'll go to work. that's the plan for today. I would like to film a video, 2 videos. I want to do a Dear Hopefuls and I want to do a regular one for my channel just to finish up the year, because my last video otherwise is going to be a running one, which is fine. Or maybe it's a vlog, I can't remember. But I would prefer to end the year on a year recap kind of video. So if I do have time for both of those, that would be great. I mean, I could film both tonight as well, but I would prefer to film them in our gorgeous sunlight. Anyway, I need to warm up and go for a run, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello, it's just after 1 o'clock and I'm just about to have lunch. I've got a soup that my grandma gave me that had been in the freezer and that I'm trying to use up. It's called like a barbacoa soup, something like that. I've definitely mispronounced it, but it does start with a B. And it's got lots of like lentils and bulgur wheat and beans and like lots of good yummy stuff. And just perfect for a very cold day. And then I've also got my last thing of orange juice. I bought like a thing and I finished that, and I had 2 of these from my grandma's, and this is the last one, but today feels like the day. And I've obviously also got some water. I went for my run, which was all right, but I've made a separate video about that, so you'll get to see that. I don't know if it's before or after this video, but it'll be somewhere. Although again, just a reminder that you can donate in the link below, please do, it would be greatly appreciated. And when I got back, I had a message from a manager who was asking if I could come in early. And I knew, I mean, even if I'd gone as I saw the message, I would have been very like tight in terms of time, but I knew I wanted to wash my hair. I was like, I don't care about any of the other things I wanted to do today, but I need to wash my hair. So I said, you know, I can probably be there at X time, whatever time that was. And they didn't respond. So after I'd come out of the shower, I gave them a call, because I was like, if they do need me, then that changes my plans. And if they, like, I need to know if they're gonna want me or not, basically. And they said they didn't, so that kind of works well. And on the one hand, it's like, it would have been nice to work and, you know, earn a little extra. But on the other hand, it's nice to have the time to do the things I wanted. So the laundry is on, I'm having like a proper lunch rather than rushing and taking something with me. I've prepared some carrots for when I go. Hopefully I'll have time to do my Dear Hopefuls video and my end of year video, I'm hoping, we'll see. It's just a bit calmer, a bit more chill having, or rather not having, to go into work early. And maybe I can also pack, that would be really good if I could get that done. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. I don't know when I'll speak to you next. It may not be, I don't know. It might be tonight, it might not. I don't know. Oh, I don't think I mentioned I had a lovely long chat with my parents last night, which was so good, so nice. There's just a lot happening at the moment in our lives and in the world, so it's just nice to catch up. So yeah, I'm gonna keep eating my lunch and maybe watching something Christmassy, and I will see you all later. Bye. Hello. I was ready to come in guns blazing with a wonderful story from work, but I've just had an even more wonderful story happen to me on the street as I was walking home, and I want to share it first. I am a very like safety aware person, and when I'm walking I'm very aware of like sounds and people following me and all that, and I could hear this person calling like, sorry, excuse me, whatever, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep my headphones in and keep walking because I don't want to be, you know, stuck in a bad situation. But this person kept calling and I could sense them sort of not running after me, but like trying to keep up with me. And so I thought, do you know what, after like the 5th sorry, I was like, I'll turn around and speak to this person and see what they need. Because I figured, first of all, I was on a main road, and second of all, if they need directions or something, like I can help with that. Well, hopefully, I'm not great with directions, but anyway. This person behaved how I want every single person who asks a stranger a question to behave. He was like, I'm really sorry, I'm gonna keep my distance, I'm doing this in a public area so that you feel safer. And he was like really very conscious of the fact that I was a woman, a young woman, you know, being spoken to by an older man, like middle-aged man. And he was like, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. And I was like, oh, you got one of the right, how did you guess? But I thought anyway, it was nice that he like was open to the various things. And he said, oh, I'm Hindu, we're the good guys, which I thought was funny. Not that I believe anyone's a bad guy, for the record, I very much don't. But I thought it was a funny comment and a nice sort of like way to build rapport with this stranger and not make me feel like I was about to be killed for being Jewish. Killed is maybe a bit dramatic, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so he's sort of explaining to me his situation. He was going like I was explaining this story in like a really long-winded way, and I had no idea like at what point of the story I was gonna come in. I couldn't quite follow it because he was saying something about his car and then about his ID and then about his phone and his keys, and he was like, I have all these things, but I'm missing this and I live in Newton, and I was like, what is going on? Anyway, in the end, what he needed was a couple of quid just to get home, and then he would be able to figure everything else out. And he said, I'm happy to pay you back if you're, willing to give me your number, then we can correspond once I'm home, and I'm happy to pay you back via like PayPal or something, which I absolutely wasn't expecting. But, if he's going to offer it, I won't say no, because I ended up giving him a £10 note, which maybe I shouldn't have done. Maybe I should have just given him the exact change that he needed, so that if he did run off with it, then I'm not as much short. But you know what? Like, if nothing else, I did a good deed, It's not about what he does with it, it's about what I chose to do, and that's what I chose to do. And I think I also feel obviously much more, able to give, because I've been given some cash over the last few days, and that always makes me feel a bit more like relaxed about, spending money myself and giving money away. He'd initially asked if I had a spare Oyster card, which I did used to keep in my bag, but I don't know what I've done with it. But just the whole interaction was so lovely. And then he was like, I won't shake your hand just in case you're like Orthodox. And I was like, he is so respectful and so understanding. Amazing. Like, that's definitely not expected. Although that being said, if I was Orthodox, I wouldn't be wearing jeans. But it was just this really lovely like correspondence. And he was saying, in our religion, and I don't know if it's the same in your religion, but in our religion, if you do a good deed on a holiday, then it's it counts for more or whatever. Like, your good karma is doubled or whatever. I can't remember quite how he phrased it, but it was something along those lines. And I was like, well, I'm not doing it for the good deed. Like, I just want to help you out and, get on with my day. I didn't say that, of course, but I thought it was nice, a nice touch. And even if he doesn't pay me back, even if I don't get good karma, I feel good about having done it. And it just, the whole interaction actually put a smile on my face, because he was so lovely about it and so like understanding of what it means for a woman to be spoken to by a man at night, and just in general. Which, to be honest, is actually something I was going to comment on recently. I found that more and more men seem to be like aware of it, which I think is fantastic. Like, even when I'm just walking regularly, I find that men are often taking wider berths or whatever than they would usually in the past. Obviously not all men, but I do find, I get the feeling, I get the sense that in general, men are more aware of it, which is nice. Well, it's not nice. I wish we didn't have to be, I wish we could all just be normal people and not have to worry about these things. But given the circumstances we're in, it's nice to see people trying to like be more approachable and make people feel safer. But the good news I was going to share about work, oh my gosh, was the best. It was like the best day at work for me. The actual shift was quite busy, which was, annoying, but also made the time go fast. So, win and lose. I was working with a great team though, so I loved that. But then, just sort of in the last 45 minutes, maybe an hour before I left, a local bakery came in with bags and bags full of fresh bread, fresh rolls, fresh pastries. Oh my gosh, it was heaven. And so we all took it in turn to like steal some stuff. Well, not steal, take some stuff. And even then, I'm sure there would have been plenty over. Like, I can't tell you how big these bags were. And obviously, I'm so glad that, I got to have some. But even more than that, I'm so glad it's not going to waste. Whenever I worked in food places, if at the end of the day things were going to be thrown, I would do everything I can to save as much as I could and to give it to people who would need it or who would just enjoy it. And it's A, nice to be like the beneficiary of that, but then B, also just nice to see, again, like trying to limit food wastage where possible. Now, unfortunately, I'm leaving in like 2 days. So I took as much as I figured either I could eat or freeze in my tiny freezer in the next 2 days. So I've got lots of rolls. I didn't take any like loaves of bread because I just bought bread, which is really annoying. I wish I hadn't. I wish I, anyway. I even said to myself at the time, I don't need it. And then I panicked and thought I would need it. And then I didn't. And now it's filling up my freezer. And anyway, it's fine. I could have got a free loaf, but whatever. But I did take lots of rolls and I took a couple of pastries, which I'm either hoping to have for lunch or a snack. No, not lunch, breakfast or a snack, or to take with me on the plane. I think anyway, I'll be bringing some of the breadiness with me on the plane, which is great. So yeah, that felt like such a win. And I was messaging like various people who I was like, they would appreciate this. So there were various friends I was texting being like, oh, I wish you were here, or oh, I wish I was seeing you in the next few days because I would absolutely bring you some of this. And you know what else? Oh my gosh, so many, like today has been such a positive day. First of all, one of my friends shared my fundraising page with their family. And so like every family member, I think, donated. Maybe not every, but I definitely got a number of donations in today, which was so nice. And again, just a reminder, donate down below. But then also I was reaching out to another friend who I'm hoping I'll be able to catch up with when I'm in Ireland, but we shall see. And there's another friend who I've been trying to like connect with all year, and we've just been like totally on opposite, not tracks, but like timelines. And finally they responded, which was so nice. I was like, yes, we're gonna figure this out. So yeah, I've just felt really good today. I felt really good. And then I also was able to leave work a couple of minutes early, because if I didn't leave early, my next bus would be like 35 minutes later, and I didn't want to do that. So my plan for tonight, it's almost 9:30, is I need to pack, eat maybe, although I did eat a roll while I was at work. And so I'm not very hungry at the moment, and I had a chai latte, so not feeling super hungry, but I know I should eat something. Sort out all the pastries and like figure out where to put them and how to deal with them and when I'm gonna eat them. Oh, now I'm not even gonna use the milk because the milk was for my cereal, but now I don't need the cereal. Anyway, I can always freeze it, I guess. Although I have no freezer space. Do the washing up, because I like built up a lot since this morning and I need to do something about that. Film Dear Hopefuls, which I've only just remembered, and I'm glad I did, so I will do that momentarily. Prepare my clothes for tomorrow, although I think I'll mostly wear the same except maybe change my top. Although I don't even know if anyone would have seen it because I would have been in a jumper all day, but we'll see. Oh, and I need to get my laundry. I left that downstairs, that's annoying. It's alright, we'll just work through each thing and then hopefully get to bed. I've got 2 hours. I think I want to get to bed by 11:30 if I can. Tomorrow is another very long day, and then once I'm over the hurdle of tomorrow, then Tuesday is an early start, but I will be full of like excitement because I will be flying straight after work. I can't believe, like, that's so soon. I can't believe I'm going. Ah, time, man, time. Anyway, all right, let's do all the things. Yay.